Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel Auto AI Learners. I am Naresh Kumar and back with another interesting video today. In this video, I am going to show you how to build an MCP server for MongoDB inside n8n and how to connect it with an AI agent to perform full CRUD operations, which means create, read, update and delete all with NLP. For this demo, I already have MongoDB running on my EC2 instance and we will build everything step by step from the server setup to testing it live inside n8n. So stay tuned. This video is going to be super interesting and hands-on. If you find it useful, don't forget to hit like button, drop a comment, share it with your tech buddies. And of course, subscribe to the channel for more AI and automation tutorials. Let's jump into the n8n canvas and build MCP server first. For that, go to your open your n8n canvas. Once you open n8n canvas, create a new workflow. Once you create a new workflow, click on add first step. Then you will have several options to select. Search for MCP server trigger. Select this. You can see that this is your MCP server trigger. It acts as your. In my case, I am going to change it as a Auto AI Learners. Auto AI Learners. If you want to provide authentication, you can provide. Currently, they are providing only two types of authentication. One is bearer auth and one more is header auth. So for authentication, right? So once you connected MCP server, your MCP server requires some tools. So we have built MCP server for the MongoDB. So I'm going to add MongoDB as my tool. Before that, let me show you where is my MongoDB. My MongoDB is running on my EC2 instance. You can see that this is my database name, which is MCP server, and I have two collections inside it. One is users collection. You can see over here I have 10 users in my collection, and then I have a products collection. I have 10 documents in this products collection. Right. All right. So now what we are going to build, we are going to perform CRUD operations on users table as well as products table, right? So for that, what I need to do, click on tools and then search for MongoDB tool. Select it. Once you select the MongoDB tool, you have to connect your MongoDB with your MongoDB account. For that, what you need to do, just in case if you are using first time MongoDB in n8n, it will ask you create a new credentials. Click on create new credentials. So you have a couple of options over here. Either you have to enter values or connection string. In my case, I have entered my connection string. Once you entered connection string, it will ask you connection string in this format, right? So I have given my connection string. Once you have given your connection string, you have to enter your database. In case if you have a username password, you have to mention username password. If you don't have username and password to your databases, you can skip username and password section. In the place of localhost, you have to give your IP address where MongoDB is running. 27017 is a default port for the MongoDB, right? In case if you have if your MongoDB server is running over SSL, you have to select use TLS, right? In my case, it is not happening. Let me show you my connection. Let me close it, close, and then click on edit button. You can see that I have selected connection string and I have entered my connection string. In case if you want, comment below, I'll give you connection string format. And then database, as you can see that my database name is MCP server. So I have entered MCP server as my database, and currently it is running in HTTP. So I am not using TLS. Correct. Right. So after that, what you have to do, tool description, you can leave it as it is, set automatically, and then operation you have to select. So for CRUD operation, basically you need to create, read, update and delete, right? So for create, what you have to do, you have to select insert. Once you select insert, it will ask you which collection you are going to insert the document. In my case, I have two collections. One is users and one more is products. So let me select collection name as users. Fields you can click on defined automatically by the model, and if you want you can add the description as well. Right. So we have successfully built an MCP server for inserting user document. Now we will see all three other options as well. Click on again tools, go to MongoDB tool, keep everything as it is. This time I will use find operation, which is a read operation. Give the collection name as users. Rest everything keep as it is, no need to change anything. Right. So now create operation is done, read operation is done. Now we need to do delete and as well as update. Right. For that again click on plus, go to MongoDB tool and select your operation as update. Right. Once you select operation, it will ask you the collection. In case if you want, you can also select let the model define the parameter, so that in the runtime model itself will decide whether this document should insert into users table or products table. So in this case I am mentioning, if you don't want to mention, you can also select let the model define this parameter. Right. So fields I'll give defined automatically by the model. If you want to perform upsert operation, you can check this option. In my case I don't want, so I will leave it as it is. Right. So now one more operation is left over, which is delete operation. Correct. So again search for MongoDB tool. This time my operation should be delete. So find the delete operation. This is the delete operation. Select the delete, give the collection name. I have given my collection name. So in case if you want to perform aggregate, find, replace, find and update, all these operations you can perform as well. Right. Done. So I have successfully given CRUD operation permissions to my MCP server for the users collection. Now what I have to do? I have to repeat same things for the products collection. Correct. So what I will do? I will simply copy it, Control C and then Control V. So you can find that these all four nodes are copy pasted over here. Right. So what we need to do, earlier we have done all these operations for users table. Now I am going to do same things for products table. For that what I need, since I am doing same operations, I will not touch any operations. I will only change collection name. So let me enter products as a collection name over here. So let me replace all the four places. Collection products. Here also I need to update products, and then a last node where I need to update as products. Done. So once you updated all the collection names, you need to give connection to these tools. Just put your mouse over here, drag drop and connect to all your MongoDB nodes. Save. So let me recap it. What we have done, we have taken MCP server trigger where we have defined authentication as a none, and path I have given, which is absolutely optional. If you don't give path, by default n8n will give you some path. Right. So you can see that I have a couple of options over here now. In test environment I have to use this URL. In production environment I have to use this URL. Right. After that we have taken MongoDB tools. 4 tools I have taken for user operations, and as well as 4 MongoDB tools I have taken for products collection. Right. In all collection, in all tool nodes I have defined what operations I am going to test it. You can test it. If you want to active this flow. So this flow has been activated now. Once it is activated, this production URL is going to be your MCP server URL, right? Let me copy it, Control C. I'll go to new workflow. Let me click on plus workflow, create in personal workspace. So I have taken new work. In this case, I am taking chart trigger node. If you want, you can take any trigger node. In this case, I am going to show you as a chart option. That's why I have taken chart trigger node, right? Once you have taken chart trigger node, click on plus over here. Now you need an AI agent to process user natural queries into MongoDB queries, right? Select AI agent over here. Once you select AI agent, keep as it is, connect to chart trigger node. Since we have taken chart trigger node, keep the option as it is, and prompt also keep it as it is. You have to give an system message. For that, select the system message and write some system message. You are a helpful assistant for my MongoDB. Use the MCP client to perform MongoDB operations. In case if you want to provide your MongoDB schema, you can also provide for the better performance. In this case, I don't need because I am performing simple CRUD operations, right? So once it is done, what we have done, we have selected chart trigger node, we have selected AI agent. For this AI agent, we need to give the brain. For that, what I have to do, click on chart model, select any LLM, right? In this case, I am going to select OpenAI. You can select anything, whatever you want, either Gemini or CRUD or Mistral, whatever option is available, you can select that. Let me click on OpenAI chart model. In this case, I have OpenAI account I have already configured. If you are not configured, you have to click on create new credentials, copy your OpenAI API key from your OpenAI platform and then paste it over here. It's a simple connection, you can do it. Once you given your credentials, you need to select the model. In this case, I am going to select GPT 4.1 mini. See, some models don't support tool options, so you have to make sure you have to select a model which supports tool calling, right? All right. Once you have selected your chart model, a memory is optional. If you want, you can select memory, or if you want to ignore, you can ignore. Let me give memory. I will give simple memory. So context window length, I am going to give 5 by default. If you want, you can change it. Once your memory is done, now you have to add tool. Remember, earlier we have created MCP server. Now what we have to assign a tool, we have to assign MCP client tool. Just click on plus tool and search for MCP. You can see over here MCP client tool. Select that. Once you select, it will ask you some options. Your endpoint, we have copied our endpoint earlier. I am going to paste my endpoint over here. And server transport, you have basically two options, HTTP streamable or server sent events. Eventually, server sent events is going to be deprecated. You can select any option for now. And authentication, as you remember, I have not given any authentication for my server. So that's why authentication, I am keeping it as a null. Tools include, I want to include all the tools. That's why I have to select all tools. In case if you want to specify what tools to be used, you can go with selected option. In my case, I want to use all the tools. That's why I have selected all. Done. So once this is done, you have taken chart trigger node, you have taken AI agent, you have assigned OpenAI chart model for that, and then you have assigned MCP client. Done. Click on agent is ready, which can do CRUD operations to your database. Correct? Which database? MongoDB database. Let me go to MongoDB database and see the users. So now you can see that my first user is Naresh Kumar. His email is naresh.kumar@gmail.com. example.com. Correct. And his age is 28 and his role is user. So let me fire up a question to fetch all the details about this email. For that, what we need to do, you need to click on open chat and then ask the question, can you give me the details about naresh.kumar@example.com and then hit enter. So it started executing. You can see that it called your MongoDB tool as well. naresh.kumar@example.com. Name is Naresh Kumar. Email is whatever the email we have entered, naresh.kumar@example.com. Age is 28 and his role is user. You can cross verify the details with my database record. Correct. So we have got the similar records. Now what I will do, I will try to delete this priority@example.com. So let me ask system delete the user priya.reddy@example.com and hit enter. Let's see what respond our AI agent gives. Right. So you can see the response. The user with the email priya.reddy@example.com has been deleted from the database. If you need any further assistance, please let me know. So now let me ask a product related query. So you can see that my product collection is having a product name called running shoes. Let me do one thing. Let me quickly go to chat section and I will ask a question. Give me details about running shoes. Let's see what our agent responses. So you can see that it is calling our MCP client and it got the details successfully from our MCP client. Right. You can see that product ID is this, name is running shoes, category is footwear and brand is Nike, price is 2499. You can cross verify the details. The price is 2499 and the brand is Nike. So product rating also, it has fetched 4.6 out of 5. So we can conclude this. We have successfully built an MCP server for connecting MongoDB and we successfully performed our CRUD operations for the user collections and as well as products collections. That's it for the video, guys. In case if you like the content, please hit like button, comment something and don't forget to subscribe. We'll meet in the next video. Thank you all.